confidence doesn't just change your income, it changes how you see yourself. When I started selling handmade hair accessories, I thought I was just opening a shop. I didn't expect it to challenge my confidence, my fears, and the way I talk about my work. But it did. A lot. So, today I want to talk about what selling online has taught me about confidence, especially if you're someone who loves to create things but you're struggling putting yourself out there. So, hi, my name is Joanna. I run a handmade hair accessories business, and on this channel, I talk about the real side of building a small creative business, not just the pretty products, but the growth, the lessons, and the mindset behind them. If you like honest conversations about creativity and building something from scratch, subscribe because that's what we talk about here. Well, before I started selling, creating felt safe. I could make things for myself, for friends, or just for fun. There was no pressure, no judgment, and literally no expectations. But the moment you decide to sell something you make, well, everything changes. Suddenly you think, is this good enough? Will people like it? And what if nobody buys? What if people think it's overpriced? Or what if they really hate it? Selling handmade makes you attach your name to your creations. And that can be very uncomfortable because when someone rejects your product, then automatically you feel like they are rejecting yourself too. I still remember the first time I posted my product online. It felt way bigger than it actually was. I kept refreshing the page, checking if anyone saw it, and wondering if I should delete it. And that moment taught me something important. Maybe not at that time, but this I realized a bit later on. Confidence doesn't come before you start. It comes after you survive starting. Because once you put your work out there, you realize that the world doesn't end there, even if no one reacts immediately. The thing is, slowly you'll get used being seen. One of the hardest parts selling online isn't criticism, it is silence. You post something you worked so hard on, and nothing happens. No comments, no sales, no messages. That silence makes you question everything. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe this business won't work. Maybe I should stop. But over time, I realized that silence isn't proof that you're not talented. It's just proof that building something takes time. Confidence isn't believing that everyone will love your work. It's continuing even if no one is watching. Another thing selling handmade forced me to learn is how to talk about my work. At first, I felt awkward even saying the price. I felt so strange promoting my product. I worried about sounding pushy or sales, but here is what changed my perspective. If I don't talk about my work, then nobody knows it exists. Promoting isn't arrogance, it's simply communication. And slowly, I learned that talking about my products isn't convincing people to buy, it is inviting the right people to find them. That shift alone changed completely how I show up online. Another confidence challenge was comparison. You see other handmade businesses with beautiful branding and perfect photos and big audiences, and it's very easy to feel like you're behind. I used to think that they are better than me, that they are more professional, that certainly I will not reach that level. But what I've learned is this: every brand you admire started exactly the way you do now, with imperfect photos and small audiences, and for sure with a lot of uncertainty. Confidence grows when you focus on your own path, not on someone else's, because your uniqueness is actually your biggest advantage. But let's be honest, confidence doesn't mean I never doubt myself. I actually still do this. But even so, I keep going. I still wonder if people will like a new collection drop. I get so nervous posting something new. But now I know these feelings are normal. Confidence isn't being fearless. It's acting anyway. And trust me, running a handmade business teaches you that every day. If you are someone that loves to create things but you feel unsure whether to share them, then I want to say this. The world doesn't need perfect creators, it needs honest ones. And your work doesn't have to be the best in the world, it just has to exist. And confidence grows the moment you allow yourself to be seen. If you're building something handmade or creative, I would love to know what confidence has been the hardest for you. Tell me in comments and let's connect. And if you want more honest conversations about running a handmade business, then subscribe because we're just getting started. Thanks for watching.